I was sorry. Thank you, Pat. Uh, I will start again. So, welcome to the next Power of Touch. And this is a very special one because it is the first one being recorded. And we record it as a test, and I hope it will work for everyone. We will keep our camera switch off. And I would like to say right now that it is a very special day because we started with the Power of Touch meetings exactly 2 years ago on January 4th, 2023. Just it was not recorded because it was on LinkedIn and we cannot record it, but just now we will record. But we will do exactly what we did before, and I will start today with you, Pet. The term today, which we will talk about, is touch. And my question to you, Pet, if you hear the term touch, what came first to your mind, please?
Touch is one of my top love languages, and it's a way I like to receive and give in communication. I first learned its real value when I was nursing, and to be able to touch someone between the shoulder and the elbow and inquire after their well-being is just so reassuring. So there's touch for me.
Thank you very much for your answer. And Tracy, I will ask the same question to you. So if you close your eyes and you hear the term touch, what came first to your mind, please?
Did you say touch? Touch?
Yes.
I think of a person.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. Mariana, the same question for you. If you hear the term touch, what came first to your mind, please? You have to, yes.
Thank you. First, I think about is human touch, exchange of energy. Sorry.
It's wonderful. Thank you very much. And Charito, your turn. Please close your eyes and tell me what you see first if you hear the term touch.
Can you hear me, Michael?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so it's the touch word that we're going to discuss tonight.
Yes.
Actually, for me, it has two meanings. It could be physical, and it could not. The other one is more on as a figure of speech or whatever. You say when you say touch, it's a contact. You know, it's like a touch by your hands. You use your hands, your fingers to touch another person. So there is a connection between you two physically, right? Or it's like when you want to sit down, you sit down and your body touched the chair. So when you walk, your feet or your foot or your shoes touch the ground. That's physical because we can see it, right? Or we put on a dash of salt or a touch of salt or something there. But on the other hand, it's something that we cannot see. Like a touch of love, you know. By his words, we know that our hearts are touched. Sometimes, I mean, it's so deep and so sad and all that our hearts are touched and we cry. There's a reaction. And, you know, it's a trace of something we cannot see but feel by the word touch, for want of any other word to describe it. So a touch of magic, I could say that. You know, you just a slide of your hands, there's a touch of magic there. You know, it's something not ordinary. So for me, it depends on the context of where it is being used. But most often, even us without knowing it, like right now, we're touching on a subject in the industry that we have been trying to prove or bring into the word, right? We talk of several terms and we touch any word every day, a word, and we touch on what its meaning and what it means to all of us. That's also a touch. It's not physical though, it's something figurative. So I think that's all. And back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Charito. And Michael, I'm so happy to have you here again as the representative of Africa and Uganda. Michael, if you close your eyes and you hear the term touch, what came first to your mind, please?
Thank you very much, Michael, for this opportunity to meet once again, and Happy New Year to everybody on call. When I close my eyes and I think of touch, I think of connection or connecting with something. And in Africa, there is a saying that Africans believe by seeing. But I think touch should also be there, because to appreciate something, you have to feel it. For example, if you want to know if a banana or an avocado is ripe, you touch it by feeling it. So we can't live without the word touch. Yes, that's what I can say for now. Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you very much, Michael. And it is really important because, you know, we're starting the year 2025. And we started because LinkedIn closed the opportunity for us to meet the same way on LinkedIn. So we make the next step and we record our talk, which was, we need to record it before, but it was not recorded. But the very interesting point is we never had the term touch in the power of touch as a main topic. And I am very happy that all of you mentioned what you said, and especially Michael comparing the touch with the view. And it is confirmed by the scientists that the touch is one of the memories of the longest holding memory. So this is why it is so important. And we are living and stepping into the artificial intelligence age, in an age where everything should be in a computer and perfect and images we cannot recognize, but you know, there is something what will be missing, and that's the touch. And this is why I think it is so important for everyone. And Pat, coming back to you as an artist, as a mother of joyology, and we have here 3 women, 1 or 2 men, and all of us, we are parents. How important, Pat, is the touch in a relationship between parent and the child?
I think it's incredible. There's a lot of research being done over the years that demonstrates if we withhold touch, then the child will fail to thrive. So knowing that, then, and that doesn't change as we grow older. The amount of touch we might give to a little one, say someone under 5, probably varies a bit once they become a teenager. They're going to be less likely to want to touch. But I think that connection remains, and it's part of our capacity to be intimate with another, and I don't mean in a sexual way, but to enjoy that intimate connection through touch and the memory of touch, to remember the last hug that somebody gave you. I remember the last hug my son gave me after coming home from being with him at Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's very powerful. And Tracy, I would like to ask you, if you look back, do you think that let's say, the way how you feel touch in a relationship just described by Pat between the parent and the child, it can be your parents or your children, whether it's changing, and what is the way how you change, how it change?
It's interesting when you ask me to look back because I'm a person, I'm futuristic. I don't really look back. But if I have to think about things happening in the past, I will say my parents barely touched me. I only remember one time my mom kissed me, when I was in my preteen more ready. That's the only time I remember. She kissed me on my forehead. Uh, Touch, I don't really recall anything in particular, but when I had my own boys, when I touched them, I felt like they are different creatures. It just very alienated the behavior to me to have this touch physically happening. But I do think when I was first asked this word touch, the first word that came to my mind is personal. That's why I told you, when I think about this word, I think about a person. But I understand everything, but for me to initiate the behavior, it's not a really familiar act. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, and this is very interesting to compare. Miriana, if I will ask you the similar question, do you feel that your relationship with touch changed with the years?
Excuse me, Mr. Michael, could you repeat the question?
Yes. My question is, if you think that your relationship to touch changed within the years.
Yes, I think it somehow changed, but the base is the same. Touch is human sense. I'm not the parent, but you mentioned touch in a parent-child relationship. It's very important because with touch you can change other sensation that you currently have, and it is very important in this relationship because it's not just a hug, it's how you react on something. It also depends on temperature. For example, if it's cold, it's not the same. If it is very warm, it's not the same. So circumstances are also involved in touch. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Charito, if I do remember properly, you have 3 children, and you told me that you are a grandmother as well, so you have a grandchildren. Do you feel
Yes.
or do you remember that there is a difference between the touch of mother to different child, or even to the grandchild, or you feel all the time, let's say, similar?
Oh, yeah. Michael, there's several, how shall I say it? When I touch my children, there is a time of touching, embracing them where there is love. But there's also a time you want to do discipline, right? Like if my son was so, he didn't follow a thing and you want to do, you slap the fingers, Yeah, things like that. You have to put in discipline too in your kids. So that's also touch. So it's a different thing in a different situations. But at the end of the day, touching does not necessarily mean just the hands touching another person. It's also the embrace, right? Or the kisses, your lips touch your children's uh, faces, or my grandchildren when I cuddled them in my arms, trying to lull them. That's touching and that's love because I wanted them to sleep. So when we say touch, it's more when the parents to children. It's more of a touch which is genuine, out of love, right? No, I don't think parents don't touch their children out of something else. But there's love there, and then you put in some discipline also, depending on the situation. So with my 3 children, they grow up, I let them follow, I have principles for my own, which I would like to impart to them. So I discipline them, but at the end of the day, after something like you, I have to, because sometimes they were so naughty and all that, then I embrace them at night, you touch their heads and if something was hurting with them or they fell, or physically speaking, touch them with your hands by putting on balm or ointments to cure the pain away. You also say the words, and these words, when they understood, are deeper than the physical ones you put in there, because even both things have an effect on your children. So my children and my grandchildren, and yes, you're right. When it comes to grandchildren, it seems like you love them more because you're more, you expanded your patience with them. But at the end of the day, there is one gesture, and that is embracing them, kissing them with soft words, and touching their hearts and their intellect, because the physical ones touches their body. And so when both they are given to our children and grandchildren, that's double. That comes into the heart and into the mind of children, that we, when we were young, usually remember from our parents. And that is as far as I can say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Michael. Thank you very much, Charito. Michael, I will ask you the same question. You have children, and what does mean the touch between you and your child? And how was it with your parents? Was it the same as you project to your children?
Thank you, Michael. As a parent, I feel comfortable when I touch my son, or when I give him a hug, or when we share something together. There's that touch that comes with some affection, and it is unique. My parents in Africa, when we grow up, the elder, my parent, when you're greeting him, he touches you on the forehead to show, or when he's blessing you, or when he's wishing you good luck, he touches on your forehead or on your shoulder. And that's how we've been brought up, and it is used as a sign of appreciation. But during the COVID-19 era, that touch had kind of been taken away, and although people were living, normally during the time when there was no touching, but at some stage, you wouldn't feel like if my dad was wishing me well, by saying it alone, well, it's good, but when he touches you, it is like a go in peace or something like that. So touch is very important in our lives. Thank you, Michael, for giving me this opportunity to share this.
Thank you, Michael. Ted, as I said at the beginning, we are living at a time when everything should be digitalized. And I think that our Power of Touch events for 2 years, we deliver the touch which Acharito names so well, this virtual or not physical. And that's exactly. But my question to you, do you think that this different type of touch, we will be able to recreate in the digital space to be same powerful as in the physical one?
Was that for me, Michael, or
For Pet, it was for Pet.
okay?
I think if you consider what we're doing now as digital, then we're in a very powerful place to use our measured words and to choose our words very carefully so that we can place emphasis and emotion, have our gestures be, people know when you're smiling. When you're smiling, even the listener can't see your face, but they can tell that you're smiling, that you're feeling genial, that you're generating goodwill. And I think through our capacity to express across a range of emotions, and for us now to consider that moving forward for further episodes, to really concentrate on consciously choosing those words and the way in which we'll say them, the emotion that we'll bring to them, makes for a much more powerful audio. And anything like this is background. Anything that's audio or radio tends to be background noise. So when people are listening, if it's all monotone and lacking emotive input, then people's attention can fade away. But if we can keep varying the tone, bringing different emotions forward and expressing more dynamically, I guess is one way, then we're going to have I think, a much more vital and alive way of touching others through the power of our words and how we use them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, I mentioned many times the name of Karel Čapek, the writer, Czech writer, who is the inventor of the term robot. And several times we spoke about coincidence, and we agree that it does not exist. It's generally a consequence. And do you know what? Today, exactly 135 years ago, Karel Čapek was born. So it's not just our second anniversary of the Power of Touch. The first recorded, but we do it as well at the day when the author of the term robot was born. And Tracy, you work a lot with words, and what was just described by Pat. Do you ever projected before that you touch the people through the way how you speak, how you intonate? Is it the way which you already included in your work?
In my professional work, I do touch people all the time, but this is not the physical touch. It's more, figuratively speaking. But when you were talking about the invention or the origin of the word robot, I recall is actually, yeah, a Czech word. It's called robota. It means forced labor. So those robots actually they are instilled into this forced labor, and many people resemble that. I think I have some robotic feature in me, in myself, and I do force myself to do certain things. But touch, the word itself, to me, is less physical, is more philosophical. So I do use my words, my writing, my contents, touch many people, especially in digital age, physically, we have everything pretty much touch screen, enabled using our fingers. But I think we are transitioning into this voice recognition. We do use the voice a lot, and a lot of electronic devices enable voice activation features. But for people who don't have a voice, it's going to be pretty challenging, actually. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you very much for this answer. And it is great bridge to Mariana, because Mariana, you spent almost all your life with the technology, with digital and virtual and so on. Do you remember the times when you discuss with your colleagues or clients and so on the importance of touch of the work which you do?
Yes, I experienced it a lot in a way, in order to provide some service to the client. The best way was to train themselves to do it by their own, and that is the touch with something you want to provide. It goes through training, but you leave them to use it and to realize the effects by themselves. And that is the real touch, before it you just provide explanation and training, but reality and real connection is in usage of technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Charito, you as a real estate agent before, and we touched it already before in one of, or in several of the events. For your clients, the touch is very important, I think. If I visit with you new home or new place or the garden, I will touch the walls. I will touch the trees. Is it so with your clients in Philippines as well?
Actually, not really. Only a few do that, Michael. They're more into, looking at it and through the illustrations. And right now, they're more into the videos and all that, because usually now most of our clients are abroad, so they would not be able to come and see it themselves. They're more on trust, and they have people with them here who will see the place, but at the end of the day, it's them who will decide. So when you say the touch, the physical touch, they will be able to do that right after when they come home, like 1, 2, or 3 years after they bought the property. Because the trend nowadays, especially in my country, we do the online selling, especially, and most of our clientele come from overseas. And these are Filipino overseas workers and their families who migrated to other places and all these people. So they ordered, But in the past, when most of our clients came here, so they could come personally to see the places, some of them did that, but more on a tentative situation, because they came to the subdivision to see a particular model house or a place that they want the property to be built with, because we have ongoing projects and projects where we have already model houses, and there are also which are there already, like the row houses. So it depends. But right now with the AI and all that, even the Filipino clienteles, I would say that they're more into just looking at the videos and all that. So there's no physical touch. If you talk about the physical sense of the product itself. But then when they come over, as long as they're the agreement between them and the developer, everything is stated there. So they have in mind that when they come home, the picture that was there and everything like the grills, the cemented row, the building and the ceiling and all that will be in place, right? So right now it's not much, Michael.
Thank you.
We can sell online even without them seeing them in actuality, only on pictures. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Charito. And just information for everyone. We have 7.5 minutes left. So the event is really shorter. It's only 40 minutes, not 45. It was my mistake. But it's fine. I think we did it quite right. This event is really the test event. Next time we will let more people go inside. But for me, it was important to test. But Michael, you work on the airport or you work for the air whatever related to air travel. How important is for the people you work with the touch?
Thank you very much, Michael. Yes, I work with the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority that manages the Entebbe International Airport in Uganda. And the staff, when they associate with the customers, they are trained to touch in a way or how to touch people. First of all, you have to have protective gear before you touch anybody, because of the airport, all types of people go through with all kinds of problems. So they limit the physical touch protectively, and so that is how they associate with the customers. But going back to what I had Tracy mention, according to her explanation, I interpreted it this way, that her physical touch is limited to certain people, but her virtually it's unlimited. She can reach everybody virtually, and which is also good with this new technology. You can reach far, and you can be in touch with right now we are in touch, or can I call it we are connected or in touch here? But I think it's all good. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael, too. And I would like to thank you all. We have 4.5 minutes left. And I would like to say once, you mentioned so many topics and so many aspects again, same as any other word that I'm so fascinating about. And I'm sure that even with the limits, we will try it with 40 minutes to keep it in the free form. And thank you, Pat. I saved the chat. I didn't know it can be saved, to be honest. So I saved the chat. I will put it somehow to the video. But I would like to say following, that especially Michael mentioned two things which make me think really deep. One was the COVID times where we cannot touch others and how different it was. And the second was right now with the authorities on the airport who are checking you with the protecting gear on and limiting the time, so as less time as possible to touch others. I would like to live in a world, and I hope the wasteless world will be like that, when we will not fear the touch, when we will enjoy the touch exactly the same way as you describe it in your life. It can be the virtual one, it can be the physical one, What we have to do and what we have to push is to eliminate the fear which the giants spread around. Don't touch anyone. No, why shouldn't we? Because we are human beings. We are part of nature. Nature lives from touching. Because through the touch, we get something to eat, to drink, and so on. We connect with the others. It's the touch. This is the power, not crude oil, not mineral resources. No, it's the touch. This is how we can transfer the energy. This is how, as explained by Pat, we can transfer the joy or emotions. This is how Tracy described. We can, through the, let's call it the virtual touch, we can really deliver the results and the feelings and everything what we do. And I do believe that this recorded Industry 5.0 Power of Touch event will grow up strong. Because for the first time, after 2 years of, let's call it the testing phase, for 2 years we tested that people from all around the globe, from all continents, if they speak the language of efficiency spoken by the heart, work and connects everyone. So I would like to thank you, and because it is the first event of 2025, let me wish you all have a nice time, free of waste and wasting in all its forms. Stay safe, be free, be human, and enjoy every single touch with all the cells in your body, not just the fingers, but every single piece of a skin. And let me finish with one interesting information. When I ask my colleague, I ask about the term, one of my colleagues who does not speak English, and I asked her the Czech word, and she said, touch, I see butterfly. Because she knows how does it feel when a butterfly touch your skin. And it was so beautiful. So let's all of you enjoy the touch of butterfly on your skin. Thanks a lot. Have a nice time and see you next week. At the same time, just the group will be much more bigger. And greeting from Dr. Ash, which unfortunately is ill and cannot join. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you,
Michael.
Michael, for wishes and recommendations.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
You too.
Bye. Good
Bye-bye.
evening.